Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something to this car that I've wanted to do for quite some time now. So I've been seeing a lot of cars at car meets now have custom door panels done. Especially this year, I've seen a whole bunch and I've always wanted to do it for myself, but I've never found, what exactly I want to do. I've seen a lot that have certain themes, and I would like to try to stick with one to match the 80s theme of the Fiero, but I've never quite found the right design. I love the pocket and the armrest, so I'm going to be keeping those. My plan is just to reupholster this brown carpet that goes along the bottom. Now, the main reason I haven't done this for so long is because I could never find the fabric. I was having such a hard time finding what I wanted because I didn't really know what I wanted. And that was until last week when I found this. I think this design was just awesome. It instantly caught my eye and it was super retro. So I wanted to use this and it was pretty cheap. So I bought some and this is what we are going to be using. But before we can throw this fabric on, we need to take off the old door panel. Now, the door panels on the Fiero are probably the easiest you can take off. And that is because you only need one tool. This is just a screwdriver, and I have 3 different bits that I'm using, so you could use 3 different screwdrivers, but I'm just going to be using one. You have a small flathead, you have a medium Phillips, and a large Phillips. Okay, so first you're going to take your small flathead and you're going to pry off this little cover right here. Comes off really easily, and that'll expose you to a large Phillips head screw. Now, everything holding this armrest on is one right here, and one right here. Just 3 Phillips head screws. So I'm going to get this off and we'll move on to the door handle. And just like that, your armrest comes right off. So now we'll be moving on to the door handle. You take your small flathead again and you pop off this little Fiero emblem and you pop off a little tab that is hiding behind the door handle. Do be careful because sometimes these like to fly like that. And the other guy is right behind here. That one you don't have to worry about flying away. Now with these 2 out, you're exposed to 2 smaller Phillips head screws, and that is all that is holding this trim on that goes around the door handle. And once those are removed, this is loose on here now. Now you could either struggle and try and take this out, or you can just leave it right on. That's probably what I'm gonna do, because you can find a way to twist it a certain way and actually take the door panel off right over it. So now it's time to actually take off the door panel. The only thing holding it on now are just a whole bunch of plastic clips that go around the perimeter of the entire door. So just pick your favorite spot and start popping them out. Just give them a little pull and they'll come right out. All right, I have all the clips off now. You can see it's all flimsy. Now I just gotta maneuver this to get the door panel over it. There we go, door panel removed. And now with the door panel removed, we can move on to the next step, which is taking off this armrest. To take this pocket off, it is super easy. You just gotta flip this thing over, and there are 6 little tabs that hold it in. Now, taking these out is super annoying, I will say. If you're lucky, these will actually be in there upside down, and you can actually put a little socket on there and take them right out. But for 3 out of the 4 that I've done, they are all in there like this. So the best way that I have found to take them out is to use a flathead screwdriver and vice grips or some sort of pliers to be able to get on there and spin them off. So yeah, basically the way I took these off was I used the flathead and I pried up, and if you can see, I kind of got this little edge to come up, and then I can get the vice grips on there, clamp down, and I can just spin this thing and have it come right off. All right, I'm gonna struggle getting these off, and I'll check back in when I finish.
2 hours later.
And just like that, I got all 6 of those little clips off. So now, if I pick this up, there's your pocket. It stays right there. Now that we have our door panel completely torn apart, we can start tearing off the fabric. Now, when I first started doing this, I was having a lot of difficulties because I would start tearing it and I would have a little bit that would come off like this, and then it would get really tough. I really had no idea how to get this fabric off. Little did I know, I overlooked the best invention to mankind, the thing that can do anything. I asked the question on Facebook how to take these off, and a bunch of people responded saying that brake cleaner, starting fluid, things like that would work. So I grabbed myself my trusty brake clean, and sure enough, it works great. See, the fabric gets a little tough. Spray a little brake clean on it, and it comes off like it's nothing. You are gonna want gloves for this part because your hands are gonna get extremely sticky from the adhesive. I'm gonna go ahead and take all this off, and we'll meet back up once I finish. Just like that, the old fabric is off. All right, I went through and got off the little bits of carpet that were left on there, and I went and taped along this edge just so I don't get adhesive on it, because now it is time to lay our fabric on. So I'm gonna first lay it on, get it where I want it, then I'm gonna fold it in half, adhesive one side, and then fold it back, and then do the same for the other side. Okay, with the fabric laid, I'm gonna go around with scissors now and cut along this edge, especially right here. I'm gonna do just like a rough cut. I suppose if you really wanted to, you could trace the original carpet. I did this for my other door panel and it worked out good for me, so this is just what I'm gonna do. All right, I have the fabric cut out along the top edge. I also have it laid down on top, so I'm gonna fold it up and start to do the adhesive. This is what I'm using. It's some 3M high strength contact adhesive. I just found this at Walmart. I know that the Permatex stuff works great as well because I use that for my headliner, but the stores are actually sold out of that. So I found this and it worked for my other door panel, so I think it'll do just great again. And the fabric is laid onto the door panel now. I'm gonna let this dry and then I'm gonna flip it over and go ahead and start doing the adhesive on the other side. All right, you can see I have it all glued along the edges right here. It is all tight. And also now, when you wait for this to dry, it's actually a good time to go and replace some of the clips that might have broken off. I have them right over here. I'm just gonna epoxy this guy back on right there just so I actually have it, because these are pretty common to break off. Press this on, and just like that, you have your clips fixed, and now the door panel will sit on there tight how it's supposed to. Now we just have to cut out the holes to hold on this pocket. So I'm just gonna take a knife, I'm just gonna go in and just poke a hole. It's as easy as that. Holes are all poked, so if I flip this guy over, you can see I got him right here, and now I should be able to just press this pocket on. This. And there we go, pocket is back on. And for putting these tabs back on, make it easier for yourself and just use an 8mm and put them in this way. As you can see, I have one right here. You can just tighten it right up with a ratchet and it goes right down how it's supposed to. Now, with the pocket back on the door panel, we're ready to go and put it back onto the car. All right, I have the door panel right here and it's time to throw it back onto the door. Now, it is just as easy putting on as it is taking it off. You just gotta get the trim that goes around the door handle to go through the hole on the door panel, and it just slides right on. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on. right, door panel's on, and we can start reassembling all this stuff. So here is the finished product. I am overall pleased with this. I mean, if you get really close, you can see it is not perfectly flat. I think that is because there's some old adhesive and maybe some old carpeting that is underneath it. But other than that, it turned out fantastic. And then you repeat the same process over on the passenger side, and you have 2 door panels that are completely done. I have both of the door panels done, and I liked it so much I even went through and I did this piece that goes behind the seats just to match the doors, and I think it looks great all together. I encourage you guys all to go and do custom door panels. I think it's just a cool little addition you can do to your Fiero to help completely change the whole theme of the interior. I think it makes the interior stand out a little more and just look great overall. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.